My family invited me to Easter dinner to show off my cousin's promotion to VP. As everyone toasted him, my aunt smiled and said, "Some people peak in high school. I'm 28, work as a park ranger. My cousin Dylan is 30, just made VP at some tech startup in Austin, wears expensive watches, drives a Tesla, posts LinkedIn humble brags every other day about disrupting industries and changing the game." The dinner was at my uncle's place. Big colonial house in the suburbs with a 3-car garage and professionally landscaped yard. Whole family there. My parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, the works. Must have been 20 people crammed into that dining room. Dylan walked in late, made this big entrance like he was accepting an award, hugged everyone, talked loud, made sure his watch was visible when he shook hands. The kind of guy who says circle back in casual conversation. My aunt stood up with her wine glass before we'd even finished appetizers. "I want to make a toast to Dylan, vice president at 30. We always knew he'd do something important with his life. We're so incredibly proud." Everyone clinked glasses. My grandmother was crying happy tears. My uncle was beaming like Dylan had just won a Nobel Prize. Dylan gave this whole speech about grinding, about sacrifice, about making tough choices and separating yourself from people who don't have ambition or drive. He talked about his corner office, his direct reports, his equity package. Kept saying things like, "When you're operating at this level," and the C-suite mentality. Then my aunt looked directly at me. "Not everyone can work in an office though. Someone has to watch the trees, right?" She laughed. A few others joined in. My cousin's girlfriend actually snorted into her wine. My uncle cut in, trying to sound supportive but somehow making it worse. "No, it's good he found something he enjoys, even if it doesn't pay much. Not everyone needs money to be happy. Simple life has its benefits." My mom tried to change the subject, asked about the ham recipe, but nobody was listening. "How much do park rangers make anyway?" Dylan asked, leaning back in his chair. "Like 40K, 45, something like that," I said. "Man, I couldn't do it," he said, shaking his head. "I mean, respect, but I need to be challenged, you know? Need to be building something." I just nodded, kept eating my ham. It was pretty good ham, honestly. What they didn't know, I'd been buying land. Started 4 years ago with inheritance money from my grandfather. The grandfather who actually liked me, who used to take me hiking, who taught me about conservation and long-term thinking. I bought 40 acres of forest outside town that developers wanted, paid $120,000. Everyone thought I was crazy. My dad actually tried to talk me out of it, said I was throwing money away on trees. Bought another 60 acres 2 years later when an old farmer retired, then another 80 last year from a widow who was moving to Arizona. Took out loans for those, lived in a tiny apartment, drove a 15-year-old truck, didn't take vacations. Last month, a solar company approached me. Big renewable energy firm expanding into the region. They wanted to lease my land for a solar farm. 20-year lease, $180,000 per year, with escalation clauses built in. I signed it 3 days before Easter dinner. Dylan kept talking through the main course. His salary, his stock options, his benefits package, the company ski trip to Aspen. My aunt kept making little comments about how proud she was, that at least one of us made something of ourselves, that at least someone in the family had real ambition. My younger cousin asked me if I'd ever thought about going back to school, getting a real career. Said it with genuine concern, like she was trying to help. Dessert came. My uncle brought out this elaborate cake that said, "Congrats VP Dylan," in blue frosting with a little fondant briefcase on top. Everyone gathered around for photos. Dylan in the center, arm around my aunt, big smile. Someone suggested I get in the photo too. "Family's family," my uncle said. I stayed in my seat. That's when my phone buzzed. Email from my lawyer. Subject line, "Solar lease finalized, everything processed, first payment deposited." I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, turned the screen toward my aunt. "You're right," I said. "Some people do peak in high school." She looked at the screen. Her face went completely white. Her hands started shaking. The whole table leaned in to see my account balance. Right there. The deposit, $180,000. "Park rangers don't make much," I said, standing up. "But landowners with 180 acres and 20-year solar leases pulling in $180K annually do pretty well." I walked out.